Boom.
All right, guys, welcome to episode, what, 5? 5, wow. We're really rolling now, huh?
We're on the sync.
Cool. So, this is Z's Comics Reviews Comics. All right, let's get into it. By special request by someone who should be in school right now.
Yes. Likely story.
We are doing Godzilla Skate or Die #1, as seen right here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the artwork. I'm not gonna lie, man. Not a fan.
Really?
I am not a fan of this artwork. It mixes surrealism with rigidity.
Breaking out the art words. Fancy.
I don't care for it at all. The storyline has what's wrong with every single Godzilla thing made by Western comics, Western stories.
Too many humans.
Too much humans.
Too many humans.
Too much humans. Okay, now the entire premise of this, somehow there's an irradiated iguana, whenever I've heard that one before, in Australia. And for some reason, Godzilla just decides, you know what, I'm going to go wreck your stuff. The comic is very... It does not get to the point at all. And I gotta be honest, I love Godzilla, and this was a slog for me. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the artwork. The storyline seems really weird, and normally I'm a fan of the weird because it works. It works for stuff like Godzilla, for random stuff. Chocolate, get away from the camera. Anyway, so yeah, it both feels rushed, and it doesn't get to the point fast enough.
How's the skating in this?
The skating,
Does anybody slide down Godzilla's tail like Fred Flintstone?
So, spoiler alert, Godzilla doesn't show up until like the last 2 pages. And dude, I don't recommend this one at all. I gave it a 2. Just because I can't give Godzilla less than a 2. But I gotta give it something, and I do not recommend this one. And I love Godzilla. If you've seen one of the videos, you know I freaking love Godzilla. I don't recommend this one. Although to any of my subscribers that are listening, it is totally good. All right, moving on to Scarlet Witch #1. This is a new relaunch for Scarlet Witch, coming out of the Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver miniseries that had her team up with her brother Quicksilver. Starts off kind of weird in a good way, because if it's a Wanda Maximoff storyline, then if it's normal, something's wrong about it. But this one starts off really weird. She is doing some soul searching, almost literally, because if you've read any of the past few years of Scarlet Witch comics or Scarlet Witch related comics, you know that she has taken in the Darkhold herself. She is the living embodiment of the Darkhold, which is also the soul of, I don't remember how to pronounce it. I think it's Chthon. The chaos god itself, Chthon. Right? So she has imprisoned the chaos god Chthon in her soul. So her doing little soul searching is basically just her checking up on her prison.
So she has a soulmate.
Kind of. I think they make that joke in there somewhere.
Yes.
It's like I said, it's really weird. It starts off pretty normal. I mean, aside from that weird thing, and then we get rolling on the story, and guess what? Do superheroes get jury duty? Yes, they do apparently. But they also don't get picked for it.
That's reasonable.
If you've read the last 2 Scarlet Witch series, the Scarlet Witch and then Scarlet Witch Quicksilver, you know that Darcy Lewis, played by Kat Dennings in the Thor movies, makes an appearance and is actually a pretty long-lived supporting character in these stories. She's in this one too, and I cannot separate her dialogue from Kat Dennings' voice, which is not a bad thing, because let's be honest, Kat Dennings is awesome. Chaos ensues, puns, and another world is bleeding into the 616 to try to disrupt Wanda Maximoff's very nice day. Things happen. There's a cliffhanger. Bottom line, the artwork great, storyline pretty interesting. I'm hooked. I give this one a solid 3.5 out of 5.
3.5.
The only reason it's a 3.5 is because the last door seems just like a Deus Ex Machina that just allows for kind of lazy writing, but at the same time, I can see where it's going, and I'm hopeful that it gets there.
Okay.
So I'm hoping that the rest of the series is, going to be better. But this one, very solid start. I recommend you getting it. Scarlet Witch #1 on sale at your local comic shop now. All right, now moving on to.
We're moving on. Just like the All-American Rejects.
Image Comics Remote Space #1. This one is a completely new thing. Like half of it is backstory, which for a brand new IP you kind of have to have. Otherwise, everybody's just going to be confused. Bottom line, humanity diverged. Some people are going the space/technologically advanced augmentation route, and the other people that got left behind on Earth are mutating because they tried to irradiate the people trying to leave the world. So there was foreplaying on everyone's part. In the space age, in the space colonies or whatever you want to call them, they don't really spend a whole lot of time on them.
Okay.
So it's a 4-issue miniseries. So I'm expecting some more backstory on the
later down the road.
Yeah, I'm expecting some more backstory down there. But the artwork is amazing. The storyline is very good. Good start. I give this one a 4 out of 5 just because I'm excited to see where it goes. On one end, you have the humanity that forced themselves to evolve to survive the harsh planet that they created. A few years down the line, somehow they're all sterile, or they're going sterile, and they're trying to fight for survival. You have a renegade, technologically augmented person coming in and trying to help them by helping themselves, because surprise, surprise, the technologically augmented people are governed like cybernetically by somebody in charge and forced to suppress certain emotions, certain traits. So there's almost no freedom on their side. So
Kind of like Equilibrium.
actually,
Very underrated movie.
Equilibrium is a pretty good way to describe it. And then you got a renegade guy from over there trying to work with the mutated humans on the planet, and then I'm interested to see where it goes. I highly recommend you pick this one up too. I think you would like to go with that.
Okay.
All right, so now moving on to Blood Hunt #3.
The Blood of the Hunts.
Roll #3.
Number 3, my lord. There we go. So we got Blood Hunt #3.
All right. Regale us, Thunder.
Very simple issue, not much happens in this. Just simply picks up right where the last one left off. Evidently, Black Panther, who's now been turned, was looking for some mysterious object for Blade that he found underneath Wakanda in the ruins of old Atlantis.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we get from Blade's end. Then it skips back to our heroes, to the group of Doctor Strange and his astral projection, while they do have his actual body chained up, because his actual body's a vampire.
Wait, okay, hang on. So his body's a vampire.
Yes, his body is a vampire.
His soul is not.
But his soul is not.
Okay.
He is out there floating around.
We're gonna have to make a video later on about can a zombie have a ghost thing? Does the ghost haunt the zombie? Okay, that's neither here or there. Right,
I made a short story about that in college.
You did?
Yes, I did.
That is cool. All right, back
okay,
we got focus.
Focusing.
All right, focus.
Okay, so Doctor Strange ends up kind of saving Miles. Not really. Miles is still a vampire. It's just he takes away his rage, his bloodlustiness, and so Miles is now conscious again. And then they give the lowdown to Blade's daughter, saying hey, you're the only one that can kill your dad. And so naturally, kid hears, I gotta kill my dad, goes nuts, ends up running away, and Miles and Dracula end up chasing after her, and that's where they leave. That's where they leave this story. Then goes to Captain Marvel and Captain America, Falcon in this scenario, and Iron Man. Captain Marvel is hey, we need to rise the planet. We need to get everyone, on our side, revolution and all that stuff. So she tells Tony, can you hack all the TV and radio satellites and all that, so that we can so Cap here can give a speech, and And so Tony, who does point out that, I can do it, but I'm violating a lot of FCC rules if I do it, still does it, because humanity needs this. And Cap gives his very rising speech. And that's basically what we get in this. We get most of it as Cap's speech, pretty good, pretty motivational. Made me feel like I'd go to fight for this guy. And so I'd give it this story like a solid, it's like a 3, It definitely feels like, this is the 3rd issue of the 5-issue series. It definitely feels like, okay, this was the setup for the last 2 that are going to be just
hopefully we're
hitting the ground running.
All right, so hopefully we're going to get some, like really cool fight scenes coming up.
It definitely seems like that's where we're headed.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, so what's next?
Then we got
Batman, Batman Gaslight, Kryptonian Age. New this week.
Was like the first in the new Elseworlds line of DC's stuff.
There's gonna be a lot of those. So many.
So I was kind of excited for this one. It's Batman, Superman's coming into this classic storyline. Definitely off to a slow start. Like
it is
12
a 12
issues.
issue
Yes.
Or 12 issue maxi series, I guess they call it. I wasn't expecting it to be like hit the ground running kind of thing. I thought it was going to be like a good ground setup.
Yeah,
for,
it's definitely an interesting setup, sort of. Like just starts off. You get the hints of Superman because you get his parents, Ma and Pa Kent, riding on their horse through the lands of Kansas to where they're going to set up their house, and then Superman's ship crashes, and that's all you get for Superman in this one. The whole issue is Selena Kyle's going to some gala set up by Bruce Wayne, who's evidently been going out finding all these artifacts from what they dub the Kryptonian Age. So I'm guessing something to do with Earth in the past and whatnot. It's not really much of a spoiler because, again, like not too much stuff happens in it. Yeah, not too much stuff happens in it with like Selena actually turning out to be hired by a mysterious person to steal one of these artifacts that ends up being a fake Green Lantern ring. So there's that, and that's really the gist of this issue. Not too much happens. A lot of setup. Is there
enough teasing to make you stay with the series and go, I'm ready for issue 2?
I'm definitely interested for issue 2, but I could see where this will lose a lot of people. Because again, not too much happens in it. It's a slow. It is probably the definition of a slow burn right now. Like, I'm only intrigued in like the fact that like with Bruce gathering all these objects, I'm guessing this is how they're gonna be introducing like the Justice League members and all that. Because I know Wonder Woman's appearing on one of the covers for the next issue.
I actually haven't seen the solicitation form yet.
Yeah, I've seen a few, like gone ahead looking at a few of the covers, and I know Wonder Woman, what looks like to be Wonder Woman, is on one of them. So I'm guessing in this time of Bruce having gone around to gather up all these artifacts, he probably came across some people, or like some people have taken note and they're going to get like back what they believe is theirs.
All right.
So seems interesting enough. I'm giving it like a good 3. It's not bad, not great, but it's pretty good.
All right. So there you have it. We actually went through our reviews a little bit quicker than I thought we did.
Kind of good, yeah.
We actually have a little bit of book news, not comic book.
He's a busy man, people.
Not comic book, but we do have an actual book, a novelization called Batman Resurrection. It is set in between Batman 1989, the movie, and Batman Returns.
With Michael Keaton.
The Michael
GOAT
Keaton
Batman.
books, the Michael Keaton movies, all right? Written by John Jackson Miller, who actually wrote a bunch of Star Wars stuff. I believe Penguin Random House is serving as publisher, but it is set, like I said, in between Batman from 1989 and Batman Returns, one with Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and Max Schreck. But yeah, it's supposed to include a lot of other stuff, the ramifications of him killing Joker and all that stuff. So,
but did he really kill him?
I think Gravity killed him.
Yes,
but okay, we
Gravity.
can get away with technicality. But yeah, check that one out. The audiobook was announced, but no original cast members are coming back, apparently. I'm hoping that changes because let's be honest. Wouldn't you rather read Batman Resurrection with Michael Keaton's voice as Batman?
Yes,
That'd
Batman.
just be cool.
He is
But yeah, that about wraps it up for our comic book news and reviews. So, see you next week.
Later.